Hey, click on Detroit. Welcome to a special edition of Red Alert. I am Louis Canberry. Alongside me is our resident hockey guy, Lou DeVizio. You can tell by the hockey hair, hockey beard, and hockey chest hairs that Lou DeVizio means business right here on clickondetroit.com. And Lou, we got a big series starting up right now. The Detroit Red Wings are back in the playoffs like they always are, and they're taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning again like they did last year. Now, there's a lot of things to be concerned about going into the series for the Red Wings, but there's also some positives, namely the fact that the Tampa Bay Lightning are not coming into this at full strength.
This is a big positive. I think right now, as far as the draw goes for the Wings, I think Tampa's the second best team they could have gotten. I think the Islanders are in the same boat, but Tampa is banged up. They're missing Steven Stamkos, obviously star goal scorer. Tyler Johnson's not at 100%, and maybe the biggest loss, Anton Stralman on defense, really sets the tone back there, moves the puck well for him, and keeps the Lightning together as a team. So this is a big opportunity for the Red Wings.
Well, yeah, Lou, I wanted to touch on that. So on Sunday, we had Mickey Redmond on Sports Final Edition, which airs after the 11 o'clock news on Sunday nights. Keep watching that one. But Mickey Redmond said something that kind of caught me off guard. He said if Steve Yzerman could have one of those guys back, it wouldn't be the big goal scorer Stamkos, it would be Stralman. He kind of said he's the glue that kind of holds everything together back there on their blue line.
I think that's true. I mean, a goal scorer does obviously scores goals, but defensemen affect the game so much more in their own zone, moving the puck up to other guys, not just Steven Stamkos, and really keep the pace moving on both ends of the rink.
Right, I mean, Kucherov's still there. He's banged up, but he's still there. Tyler Johnson's still there. Palat's still there. Those are the guys that really got the Red Wings last season, and they're all back for another go-around.
Yeah, and they need the puck. And so you still have Victor Hedman back there. You still got some capable guys. Jason Garrison, Mickey mentioned him too, bomb on the point. But, I mean, Anton Stralman is a big loss.
Sure, and just because they don't have those guys, I don't want to make it seem like the Wings are going to be able to just walk over the Lightning here, because the Lightning are still a very capable team. They had a lot of points in the regular season. They score goals. They play good defense. They have a good goalie. But on the Wings' perspective, another thing that kind of hurts them coming into this is it's been an up-and-down season for the Red Wings. You have your high moments where you had Dylan Larkin, looked like a world beater at times. He was just really killing everyone. But then he's kind of worn down as the season's progressed. Zetterberg and Datsyuk haven't been the Zetterberg and Datsyuk we've become accustomed to having here in Detroit. And I think there's something we both talked about in the past is they were expecting big things from Nyquist and Tatar this year, and they didn't really get what they were expecting, right?
True, no. It's been a disappointment, I'd say, for the most part for both of them. I mean, they have decent years, but these guys were supposed to take the next step this year. And that's frustrating, but I don't think it's necessarily an ender for this series for Detroit. I think, obviously, Dylan Larkin, like you said, he stepped up, and I think he's the one that really needs to propel the Wings offense. He needs to get on fire, get hot, and obviously Henrik Zetterberg's got to be the man in the middle, dishing the puck.
Yeah, and I even got another name for it. It's a guy who's really stepped up big here down the stretch. It's Athanasiou. I think his speed and his ability to score goals on that breakaway and really energize the offense and energize a building if it's a home game, really get the crowd going into it. I think he's my big X factor for the series. What do you got? Who's an X factor? Actually, I say, what is an X factor for you?
Well, on Athanasiou still, I think he's just an explosive player. And like you said, he does. When he gets moving, it gets the whole team going. But as far as an X factor goes, I think Detroit's defense this whole year has really been an issue within their own zone at times and moving the puck out of their own zone at times. And I think, like we talked about Stralman, I think that really is a key for all hockey teams, is moving the puck out of your zone, keeping it a level playing field within your own zone. I think the D really needs to do that. Cronwall needs to show his leadership back there, and the other guys have to follow suit.
And ultimately, you can't talk about a playoff series and not mention the goaltending. It's generally the most important thing come playoff time. You have to have a hot goalie. So last year, it was Peter Mrazek that was in net for the Red Wings, and he almost won the series for them against Tampa Bay. This year, it's a different story. Mrazek's been struggling as of late. Jimmy Howard's the guy that's going to be in the net for this series. How confident are you in Jimmy Howard for this series?
Not as confident as we should be. No, not as confident as we should be, but he's the guy right now. I think Mrazek has shown that his confidence has dropped. That's been obvious the last few games, and I think it's been obvious the last week, 2 weeks or so that Howard is the man to go right now. But then again, you got Ben Bishop on the other net, and I don't think anybody is as confident as he is. And
all 8 feet of him.
Absolutely, and that's the problem for Detroit, is no matter how banged up Tampa Bay is, Ben Bishop's still in net, and he can steal a series.
Do you think Jimmy Howard's going to be on a short leash?
I don't think so. I think Jimmy Howard will go. Last year, as we mentioned, Mrazek started, got pulled after during game 2 because he got shelled, and then in steps Howard for the rest of that, but then they go right back with Mrazek. I think that's necessary with a young goaltender to keep the confidence with him, and I think it's necessary for most goaltenders. And I think really it's not an issue of confidence right now. Jeff Blashill wants to get wins, and I think Jimmy Howard at this point gives him that best opportunity.
Good stuff, Lou. Listen, guys, it's 40 degrees out here. We're in downtown Detroit. That man is just in a collared shirt. He does not care. That is a hockey guy. Listen, Lou, we'll reset this in a couple days. After Game 1 and Game 2, they come back to Detroit on Sunday. We'll be back. We'll kind of reset where the series is and what we expect going forward. Thanks for joining us, guys. Until then, keep growing your playoff beards, guys.